All right, everyone. I am elated to introduce our special guest on today, who's going to show us how to bake for the holidays. She is an author and has her own bakery called Louella Sweets. She is from Clinton, Louisiana. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Louella Joseph. How are you doing?
I'm blessed. So
Oh,
happy to be here. So happy to have you interview me today.
Oh, look, I am excited to do it as well and to have you on our show today because you are going to show us something that I definitely do not have expertise in. I am not a baker. I mean, I think I'm a pretty decent cook, but as far as baking, definitely I am not one of those people that can do that. So I'm excited to have you on the show today to show us some things. But before we go into that, I would like to ask you a few questions because you are an author. You wrote a book called Southern Peach Queen. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Can you tell us a little bit about the book?
yes, I can. Okay, so I wrote a book called Southern Peach Queen, and it came out 2 summers ago. And it's about a family that stayed in the country, and it's about a grandmother, her daughter, and her granddaughter. And the daughter gets married and moved from, well, they all stay in the same house. And the daughter moves out and gets married, and she takes the granddaughter and moves the granddaughter in with her. So the granddaughter has to get used to not staying in the country to move to the city. And it's about all the good times they had. They have some sad times. It's very interesting. You can find it on Amazon under Louella Harris, and it's a very good read.
Great. Well, that is awesome. Look, that
And
is
it's only
great.
19.99.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
It's 19.99.
Oh, okay. Well, look, that is great, dear. So, what inspired you to start baking cakes and starting your own bakery?
I had a cousin was very talented in baking. He could make a cake out of me, and it looked just like me. I mean, he was so talented, and he ended up passing away last year. He was like 24 years old. He ended up passing away last year. And one day out the blue, I was like, I want to learn how to bake cakes. So I called him up, and I was like, his name was Devin Burton. I say, Devin, teach me how to bake cakes. And he was like, okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be there for about 2, 3 hours. It took the whole entire day. People don't realize when you baking cakes and how you have to prepare them, it takes a while. I was there the whole day, and he showed me, and it took off from there.
Wow. So, where did you, well, I know your name is Luella, but where did the name Rosella Sweets derive from?
I was named after my grandmother who passed away before I was born.
Oh.
And so my husband's grandmother name is Rosa. So I put those two together, like Ella Rose Sweets. So yeah, that's how I got the name Ella
Oh,
Rose.
okay. Well, look, it's a great name, and I believe that it speaks for itself.
Yes,
Rosella Sweets. So you do cakes and pies and even pralines, isn't that correct?
yeah, I do pralines, I do sweet potato pie, sweet potato crunch, pound cakes. My specialty is making customized birthday cakes. I love making customized birthday cakes. Some different, some unique. That's my specialty right there.
Okay. Now, how do you stay up to date on the latest trends when it comes to doing, cakes?
I follow a food blogger. She's out of state. And sometimes food channels, um, the baking channels, they have they do cake contests,
Mm-hmm.
like Sugar Rush. It's on Netflix. Like I watch all that, and it just inspired me to do different stuff. Cause I like to do unique things. Like the other day, I made a coconut cake, and I thought, well, everybody this Christmas thinking about peanuts, like Snoopy and Charlie Brown. So I made a coconut cake, and I put Snoopy and Funded. It was super cute. Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
okay.
that's how I came with the trends.
Mm, All right. Now, what is the length of time that it takes for a cake to stay, really fresh?
About 3 days. Depends on how you store it. Usually the moistening cake lasts 3 days. So after 3 days, that's the freshest time.
Okay, about 3 days, huh? Now, so what flavors of cakes do you offer?
I'm very old fashioned. I love butter cake. I love chocolate. I love a plain vanilla cake. I just stick to the simple things that people like. And then like if I do a wedding cake, then yeah, like a wedding cake flavor, and birthday cake flavor. But it's usually butter cakes, sakitumi cakes, simple stuff.
Oh, okay. Now, do you do tasting consultations? And if so, what does it really consist of?
Yes, if somebody have like a big event, like a baby shower or a wedding, and they want to taste test my cakes, I set up a meeting with them, and we sit down, and I have all the cakes that we discuss over the phone, and they can taste it right then and there and tell me what design
Oh,
they want,
wow.
what flavor, or all that. So yeah, I set up a meeting at a time way before the event, and we link up.
Oh, okay. Now, so you're gonna bake for us, right? So,
Yes,
so
yes,
look, share with. I'm excited to see this. So
yes.
share with us what kind of cake that you're going to bake at this moment.
Okay, so since it's getting toward the New Year's, I decided to make a New Year's pound cake, champagne pound cake tonight.
Again, what is it? What champagne?
A New Year's champagne pound cake.
Oh, okay, that's different. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, and it's delicious.
Really?
It's delicious. Yes.
Okay. So you do have the recipe for that, huh? We're gonna have to put that in the magazine.
Yes, I have the recipe for it.
Okay. So what kind of ingredients are you using? So you want to go ahead and go through the steps of that?
Yes, I do. So my mixing bowl, I have cake flour. This is 3.5 cups of cake flour. You have 2 cups of sugar. You have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have a teaspoon of regular salt. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And of course, your vanilla extract. So when people baking, I make all my cakes homemade. So when you baking homemade cake, you have to, when you mix it, you have to add all your ingredients one by one. So I use fresh farm eggs. These are my uncle has a free range chicken farm, and I get all my eggs.
Oh, wow. And that's where you get your eggs from?
Yes, ma'am. He lives right in Baker. And when you use fresh eggs, it gives your cake a richer taste.
Now, what about for people? Okay, so what about people who wants to bake this cake, but they're not able to, get their hands on someone who has a form to get those fresh eggs. So what do you
Yeah,
suggest?
you can use regular eggs from like Walmart or the Whole Food store, whatever you shop, you can use that. But the best eggs to me is farm eggs.
Okay, all right.
So you can need 4 eggs, 4 large eggs. So as I'm putting one, I'm gonna start mixing. 2, mix.
So what type of blender is that, Louella?
Well, I try to keep it simple. This is a regular hand blender I got from Walmart for like $15. This is for the ones that don't have the professional mixer.
They can use some.
Just fine. And this is the last one, number 4. And you want to mix that real well to where it's like a creamy substance.
So what's the purpose of doing one by one?
A box cake, you can still follow these steps and your cake will come out fluffy, very fluffy.
Oh, okay.
So you do all your I put all my dry ingredients in now, so I'm about to put the wet ingredients, which is I use buttermilk instead of whole milk in my cakes.
Okay.
1 cup of buttermilk. And since this is a champagne pound cake, 1 cup of sparkling champagne or sparkling wine, whatever they want to use.
Wow. How excited. I'm going to try this. Now, I'm not a drinker. I'm not, but I'm still,
Yeah. Then you need 2 whole sticks of butter, unsalted butter. And
so with this cake, would you say that you taste more of the champagne or not really? It's just a mix.
Yeah, some of it cooks off, but you still can taste the flavor.
Oh, okay.
You still taste the flavor. And since it's a champagne cake, you want to add a few drops of red food coloring. It's optional. You can or you can't. But I'm gonna add about 10 drops.
Okay.
Stir all this together. Really well. Okay. So after you mixed it up well, you take your baking pan. Take some melted butter, put it at the bottom of the pan.
And you said melted, right? So
Melted butter, yeah. You can melt your butter, of course, and then I have a brush, but you can do it the old-fashioned way. Take a stick of butter and just put it
rub it
all between the creases and stuff.
Okay.
And after that, I take my sifter and my flour. And I sift around.
And that's so it won't stick. Is that
so it won't stick. And then you do the old-fashioned pat. Make sure it's covered. And then you pour your batter in.
I can tell that you really enjoy doing this.
I really do. It's so relaxing. It's like a stress reliever for me. I get in the kitchen and bake, and my kids they love cake. And so you put it in the oven for 350 for about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on your oven. In my oven, it takes about 35 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pop this in the oven right quick.
All right. Well, everyone, I hope you all have heard the information of the ingredients that it takes to make a champagne pound cake made by Rosella Sweets.
So I have a cake that I finished. Want to see the results to that one?
Okay.
So this how I look when it's done.
Oh, wow. How beautiful.
And so it's one more step that you have to do. It's a glaze you put on top of it. And for the glaze, you will need 1 stick of unsalted butter.
Okay.
3 cups of confectioner sugar.
Okay. For those of you who are listening, we want you to know we will have this recipe available for you by Rosella Sweets, and the baker is Louella Joseph.
A 1/2 cup of milk, whole milk. And a teaspoon of vanilla extract.
So you're putting that in the blender?
Yeah, in a processor, and I blend it on low for about a minute or so.
Okay. How awesome is this? Well, you guys, when I make my cake, I will let you all know what it looks like. Well, you know, a lot of us, we go by the looks. If it looked good, then perhaps it may taste good.
And here you have luscious homemade icing.
Oh, wow.
It's so simple, but it's so good. It's so
It looks good. I would love to eat that too with some ice cream or something.
yes. But I serve it with strawberries.
Oh, okay.
So I'm about to cut it so you can see how it looks on the inside.
All right. Awesome. Oh, looks good. Wonderful. Woo! Good job. Great job. Great job. So awesome.
I add some strawberries on top.
Oh, wow. And bring it close to the camera for us. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Yum, yum, yum.
And it's so fluffy and soft.
All right.
Good recipe.
Look, that is wonderful. I really enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm going to have to try it. And we're going to have you to write that recipe down for us. And we're going to put it in the magazine. Now,
Okay.
I have a few other questions that I like to ask you in reference to baking. What would you say is the difference between cake flour and all-purpose flour?
Okay, cake flour is more lighter. It's more lighter than all-purpose flour. I love to use cake flour because, like I say, my cake comes out so fluffy and soft. And to me, with all-purpose flour, it comes out thicker, of a heavier consistency. So yeah, that's the difference. The cake flour is more lighter.
Oh, okay.
And you still have to sift it though. Even you get the all-purpose flour and it say pre-sifted, you still want to sift it so your cake will come out fluffy.
Okay. Can you tell us your most challenging baking project and how did you overcome it?
I had a customer contact me at the last minute and wanted me to do a cake for her with candy table. She had a candy table and she wanted me to put some treats on it. But she didn't have a regular candy table. She had a huge candy table. Like I had, like she wanted like 4 cakes, pralines, and she only gave me like 2 days to do it. So with the heart I have, I was like, okay, I went on and did it, but it was challenging because it seemed like when stuff comes and you're not prepared for it, everything seems to go wrong. Yeah. Like everything, it was like wow, but I got it done. She was satisfied.
Well, that's good. Now, we all had some baking failures, baking failed moments, and definitely in my case, I have had several. Can you describe, would you say was that your most worst baking disaster, or you had some others?
I had some others. This one particular time, I had a cake. I had arrived at the venue, getting the cake out the car, both hands, and it was windy that day. My car door hit my elbow, and the cake went on the ground. And the venue was at 5, and this was like at 4 something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a disaster.
Yeah. I look, and I know those kind of moments, you learn from them. And then sometimes we have to have those bad moments, so that way we can learn, it just only gives us, more experience of things to what to expect maybe the next time that something like that happens or take place. Are there any new things that's on the horizon for you?
Yes, I'm about to open up a bakery in New Orleans, Louisiana. So it should be on the running for the holidays. If not the holidays, the early part of next year.
Oh wow! Did you say New Rose?
New Rose, Louisiana. Yes.
Oh, okay, great. That is great. Now, can we expect another book from Louella Joseph?
Yes. Yes, you will.
Especially to teach us how to bake.
Yeah, it's a sequel of this book. This book talks about the daughter and a granddaughter. The next book talks about the grandmother, which is the heart of the family, the grandmother. Mm-hmm. So it talks about how she was when she was born, how she was brought up, and how she became how she was. Her name in the book is Queenie. So the next book is about the grandmother named Queenie, and it's all about her.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So that should be the beginning of next year. I'm pushing for.
Okay, for next year? Well, that's great. So how can our readers or our listening audience stay connected with you?
They can find me on Facebook under Louella Joseph. I'm on Instagram under Louella Joseph, and I have all my work, all my cakes, my book, my photography, all that is on those pages.
Okay. Well, look, I really appreciate this opportunity of having a conversation with you, and as well as you baking in front of us to teach, especially me, how to bake a cake, and not only just a cake, but a champagne pound cake for the holidays. So we're so excited about what you're doing, and we're wishing you the very best in your endeavors. Is there anything else that you would like to share, Louella?
I'm just so grateful. If anybody need cakes, I'm the one to go to. I'm very easy to find, and I can make whatever you want.
Right, and that is great. And you do weddings, birthday parties, anniversaries. Is there anything else that perhaps I'm missing? But whatever it is that you all need, you want to contact Louella Sweets. She is the person that can make it happen for you and make your day very, very, very special. That is Louella Joseph from Louella Sweets. I was about to say Rosella Bakery, but that's true too. So, but at the same time, you want to reach out to her on social media. You can reach her on all platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. Do you have Twitter as well? Do you use Twitter? If not, we're going to make sure that you do. We'll get to that point. So everyone, thanks again for watching. This is Teresa Perkins, your host of Exposure Spotlight Magazine. And thank you so much, Louella. One thing I want to leave with you, that your voice matters. And thank you so much, and may God bless you, and happy holidays to you and your family, and Merry Christmas to all of you, as well as Happy New Year's to all of those that are listening. May God bless you. Exposure Spotlight Magazine, bringing you the best in news, entertainment, music, beauty, fashion, celebrity interviews, political issues, spotlighting local and national businesses, health and fitness, inspirational morals and values. If you would like to be featured and have a story to share, give us a call at 225-394-7200 or email us at exposurespotlightmagazine@gmail.com. Again, you can reach us at 225-394-7200, where your voice matters. Exposure Spotlight Magazine.